I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. Come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Father's Day to anybody out there celebrating Happy Father's Day. Come on in, child. We got tea to spill, okay? I do want to say hello and welcome to my moderators. Actually, hello and welcome to all of y'all, but to my moderators as well. And if you can hear the sound of my voice, please make sure, just let me know. Put your city, your state, your country, your island, wherever you are from into the chat. That's how we do it over here. I'll give you a shout out real quick because I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Come on through and make sure everybody hit that like button as well, okay? Hit the like button, become a subscriber. Hey, 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 I see Chicago in the house. What's up? Welcome, Chicago. Welcome, Erica. Happy Sunday to you. Connecticut, what's up? Nice to see you. Detroit, what's up? Yes, I can hear you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. What's up, Jacksonville? What's up, Texas? Linda Gamble, who is a moderator, volunteering her time here in the chat. So anyone that you see with a purple wrench behind their name, like Linda Gamble or Lady D Keys, make sure y'all say hi to them. I don't mind if we have different opinions. I just want to make sure that we keep it respectful because that's what grown folk do, okay? What's up, Baton Rouge? Nice to have you. Louisiana, Barbados. Oh, from Barbados in London. Well, girl, I hope you're having a good time in London. Welcome. What's up, Memphis, Tennessee? Y'all know my peoples are from Tennessee. I've talked about that. What's up, Florida? What's up, New Jersey? Birmingham? What's up, Texas, Dayton, St. Louis in the house? Welcome. Nice to have you. Orange, New Jersey, nice to have you. Okay, y'all. I appreciate you guys coming through. Welcome. I hope y'all have been having a good day. I have. I've been having a good day. I was looking through to see what to talk about, child, and I saw something about Bravo considering canceling the franchise, child, along with some other stuff. So I can't wait to share. So come through, hit that like button on your way in, please and thank you. I got Texas again. What's up, Florida? Let's see. Happy Sunday, Diana, and to everyone. Happy Father's Day to our amazing dads, even those that are no longer with us. That's right. That's right. It takes a mama and a daddy child to get here. Let's see. What part? Memphis or Nashville? Memphis. Child. Y'all know them. The Tennessee girls are nothing nice, child. That's where you learn to cuss from Tennessee. That's where you learn to cuss, child. Okay, what's up, Cincinnati? That's why I like Mariah Huck so much, because she reminded me a lot of family when I was growing up. Come on in, 65. Only hit the like button for what reason? I don't know, child. Hit that like button. Hit it. Let's see. Thank you, Linda. Come on through. What's up, lies? More lies. Listen, we got some stuff to talk about, some tea to spill on this good Father's Day Sunday, child. And we're going to get into it. I just want to make sure that my likes are where they need to be. So there's almost 200 of you here. Going ahead and just keep hitting the like button until you see the same number of likes as the amount of people in the chat. Okay. Come on through. We like to have a good time over here. Hey, beautiful people. That's right. K Michelle. Yes. Facts. You know, K Michelle likes to turn it out every once in a while. More often than not. She's very quick on her feet, that K Michelle. 305 Miami coming through. Nice to have you. Come through, y'all. We got some tea to spill. I hope everybody likes my thumbnail. Y'all see it. We talking Porsha Williams. We got some tea to spill on Cher. Okay, y'all know Cher, the living legend Cher. We're talking Britt Edie, and also Kenya Moore got some things to say. I hope y'all don't mind that I got Kenya Moore on the thumbnail, okay? I like the way she looks, so I put her up there because it's important. Some shit went down over there with Kenya, and I want to make sure that I give her her just due. Kenya is amazing. Let's see, what's the tea, child? These housewives streets. Facts. Let's see, Donna says she's a first timer. Well, welcome in, Donna. Nice to have you, okay? So listen, y'all. Let me put this back up here. 103 of y'all keep hitting the like button, damn it. Keep hitting the like button. We ain't where we need to be yet. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot going on. I found out some new tea on Porsha and Simon. Okay, shout out to Lakeisha Keisha. I found out some new tea on her, and a lot of the stuff that people have been saying about Porsha and Simon for the last, oh hell, I don't know, 2-3 years is absolutely wrong. There's a whole lot of stuff. Well, I should say this. It's all alleged at the end of the day, but Porsha gave a whole lot of details about stuff that I don't think people had a clue about. And it would explain a lot of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Paranoia that we saw coming from Simon, because that's exactly what it was. He was very hard pressed to make sure that Porsha didn't say certain things on that TV show, and now I'm figuring it out. Okay, we're all figuring it out. What's up, Augusta? Welcome. I appreciate you for coming through. So we are going to get it started. All right, we at the 7-minute marker. A lot of people wait for 10 minutes, child. I'm gonna get right in on 7. Okay, why not? Why not? We're gonna get it started with our first story. So listen, y'all know how y'all like to say we don't see enough of, I don't know, positive Black stories, Black excellence, stuff like that. Now, I'm going to say this is an outside, because I don't say this. I don't say that because I literally wake up in the morning looking for Black positivity, something amazing that a Black woman or a Black man, maybe some of the young people have done, because I like to see what's going on out there, in the world, outside of twerking and, getting ass injections. It's real important that we look for news, and it's not hard to find. Okay, it's never hard to find, but for whatever reason, if it doesn't show up on a primetime TV show, some people, not everybody, some people act like it doesn't exist, and we got to cut that out. Okay, we are about to talk about Black excellence. Let's look at it. Let's look at it real quick. Here we go. 21-year-old Nigeri Kanadi, I believe that's how you pronounce the last name, signs a $1.5 million deal and makes history as the first ever college softball millionaire. Now, what this article doesn't say is that this is her second time, okay? Her first 1.5 million was made last year in 2024. I think she got picked up at Stanford, and then she ended up, is it Stanford? It's Stanford, I think. And then she got picked up in Texas this year, June 2025, for 1.5 million. This is important, okay? The very first. So her college career, first ever in college softball history, her college career is her getting a $1.5 million contract. Okay, spread the word. Spread the word to the young people, because if you don't see it, you can't be it. You know what I'm saying? It's a little harder. It's a little harder. And this is the type of stuff you want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might say, you ain't never going to make nothing trying to play softball. This 21-year-old has twice. Let me get y'all the TT, okay? Because I looked it up, so I'm going to look it up for y'all. So yes, Stanford was her first go round. Stanford was her first go round, and she had gotten a contract there. And then she did a transfer to Texas. Texas Tech, June 2024. So June 2024 was her first contract, and then she did her transfer to Texas Tech in 2025. Okay. 1.5 million plus an extra 50,000 for living expenses and an extra $24 symbolic of her jersey number. Sports Illustrated is actually reporting her at 1.2 million. So all I'm going to say is, if you want to look at Black excellence, stop looking for it at 8 or 9 p.m. on the TV, child. Okay? What's so hard about hitting that damn like button? Please and thank you. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate you. Yes, let's hit the like button, child. Hit the like button for Nigeria. Okay? These stories are important. I love to talk about it because I make it a point of looking it up. And if y'all follow me over on my IG stories, I give stories like this all the time because I see them all the time. We sometimes don't look for it, okay? NIL is working for college athletes. That's right, the NIL. Colleges are paying their athletes. Come on, hit that like button for me. Thank you. Okay, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that even though we kind of see a lot of negativity going up on our social media, sometimes it's funny, sometimes not. There are people that's working hard as hell to get theirs, despite what we think is, the youngins shouldn't be seeing. The youngins are doing far better than we ever were. Okay? The youngins get it. All we have to do is keep ourselves visible, because at the end of the day, when people are invisible, when you don't see people, that's when things go left. Okay? We talking about it. Let's get to it. Okay, let me get y'all the second story. That was the first one. Let me get you the second one, which has to do with this person right here, 50 Cent, child. He's out there taking strikes at his baby mama. He put a little post up saying, "Oh, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, little bitch," is what got crossed out. He said, "I'll have full custody soon, little bit. You'll be back on OnlyFans in no time, little bit." Called her that several times. But how is your day going, little bit? Okay. This is the type of taunting. I don't know if people like 50 Cent or not. Y'all remember, I think it was there was a woman who was dating Rick Ross who sued 50 Cent for putting out a revenge porn tape. Y'all remember that? And then 50 Cent filed for bankruptcy so that she couldn't get any money. Y'all remember that? 50 Cent is dirty work for sure. But let's see what happens. He probably will get that son, though. He probably will get that son after everything that came out. He's one petty little man, that's for sure. Now he's arguing with his oldest son, been arguing with his oldest son, said that, actually disowned him, said that that wasn't his son at all. The only son he acknowledges is the one he shares with Daphne. K. Michelle is outstanding. Facts. Facts. All the Tennessee ladies, they have quick tongues. I could never date a man like him. Yeah. Some people, that's why they have a little money in their pocket. They know that they are hard to deal with. I was watching someone on TikTok. She said she totally understands how 50 Cent got a pow in the mouth because he talks too damn much. Oh my God, that's not funny, but it's funny. Let's see. Just wait till his light-skinned son disowns. Just wait till his light-skinned son disowns him. Child, ain't that something? Okay, let's get up to the next story. Let's talk Porsha Williams real fast. Why not? Let's start with her, child. So the other day when I talked to y'all, I said, listen, Porsha Williams' salary, her yearly salary, based on the numbers that came out in her divorce case, it looked like she was making close to 2.5 million at least, maybe even more, considering she has other, entrepreneurial endeavors, right? She got the Go Naked hair. I've actually bought from her Go Naked hairline. She has sheets and some other things. So those are real businesses that she has and that she promotes all the time, right? Had Drew Sidora as the ambassador. And we're not going to pretend like Drew's hair, them wigs, didn't go from late to great when Porsha Williams made her the ambassador. Drew was getting dragged by everybody on Real Housewives. Before Porsha helped her out with that wig, okay? So we ain't gonna act like that. But Drew definitely looked better. So a lot of people do wear that hairline and it looks good. Porsha says she wears it. Her hair always looks good. Anyway, Drew's wigs from Porsha look good. Facts. Y'all know it. Anyway, Porsha ended up sharing that when she was just a girlfriend to Mr. Gubadia, that he was paying her a nice little penny to, get her hair done, get her toes, whatever she wanted done. At the time, it was $30K a month. That was the premium. And then he convinced her to leave all of the jobs that was giving her that nice 2.5 million and just be a housewife, to travel with him, because those jobs were demanding. It required her to be in one place every day. Pretty much. She was on Dish Nation, which was on air every morning. I think like early morning they taped, so 6 something radio hours, right? She was also, I think, maybe doing Ricky Smiley at one point. I don't know if Porsha was dating him at the time, but I know Ricky Smiley loved her some Porsha. I think Ricky Smiley and Porsha dated for a hot little second. And when Porsha started dating Simon seriously, they pulled out. He didn't say we was a couple, but she ended up quitting and he wished her well. What else did she have? She had the book deal. She had a show called Rewind, Housewives Rewind on Bravo. And of course, she had Porsha Family Matters and a book deal. So she was in her prime. She was making bank. But anyway, he told her to quit. And he said, if you quit, I'll give you 10,000 extra. That way you don't have to ask me for money. Shit like that, right? Yes. And y'all know Ricky Smiley likes a young tenderoni, okay? Porsha still went after that married man. I wish no good luck for that type of female. What type of luck do you wish for a female who gets pregnant by the pool boy? Tell me that, Tanya. Just asking. Just asking, because there's no clean hands anywhere here. Anywhere. But once they got married, I guess he was keeping keeping up the promises. But once they got married, I guess a little shortly after, this is according to LaKeisha Keisha, who was in the courtroom, listening to some of the details from what I'm understanding. So when Porsha, this was all by Zoom, but I guess that some people who were able to get on or log on to watch, this is some of the stuff they were able to see. Okay, so this is what we found out. It looks like Simon, just based on what I heard, may have married Porsha for some of his own selfish needs. Now, a lot of people have been saying Porsha is the bad guy. She's being selfish. She was just looking out for her pockets and whatnot. But it looked like Simon may have been actually looking out for his pockets and seeing what he could get from her. Okay. It looked like the scam was on the other end from Simon's side. So Simon, number one, Porsha was aware that Simon wasn't completely legit with his green card, that he wasn't 100% on the up and up. As far as I know, she was at least 4 or 5 months pregnant. So I don't know. I don't know if that's when they started bumping and grinding, but because you usually have to, I don't know, it was the first time or, the 5th time or the 6th time. But yeah, either way, it's still pretty dirty to get pregnant with another man's child while you're married. I think that's still as dirty as everything else. That's not a narrative. There's a child with a name, with a name child and a social security number. So we can't pretend like that didn't happen. That happened. That happened. But anyway, while this was going down, Porsha absolutely knew that Simon wasn't completely in the clear when it came to his green card. Okay. So remember, she had a conversation about this big fight they had on Valentine's Day, and Simon ended up going to Costa Rica. She had talked about this, I think, on an interview or something like that. And she said, and she said that they ended up getting into a huge fight, but she thought that they would, work it out and they would move forward. What ended up happening was she was trying to get him not to fly out of the country, because that was when the whole push to, pick up anybody on airports and all that stuff. If you didn't have valid credentials, she was fearful that he was going to get picked up. So she ended up calling an immigration lawyer. They had a whole conference call with the immigration lawyer, and the immigration lawyer actually was trying to convince Simon to stay in the country. Do not leave, because if you do, it is a chance they could pick you up. So she was super fearful about that, she said, and she wanted to, kind of press it upon him. Don't do this. But he said he had to. He said he had a business or something going on with a home that he owned in Costa Rica. And he said, I'm going to leave anyway. So he was stubborn. He didn't think he was going to get caught. And he ended up leaving the country. Now, we know he came back successfully, and he ended up flying in and out pretty regularly after that. We kept seeing him in Dubai and things like that, coming back to Atlanta, then flying back out. But he did get picked up in February on that damn jet. The jet was grounded and ICE pulled him off the jet. Okay. So that's the first thing. That was the first thing we found out. So a lot of people have been saying it was Porsha who called. It was not in her best interest to call. Even her divorce attorney would have told her that. Don't do that, because once he leaves, it's much harder to get anything from him in regards to the prenup. That's number one. Number two, Simon stopped giving her the 40K because it got bumped to 40K. Simon stopped giving her the 40K, I guess, allowance. So that was the other thing. I guess it was sometimes on, sometimes off. Number three, because he stopped giving her the 40K allowance, she now has to sell her mother's home, the home that she had. Okay. The home that she gave her mother, the home that she owned in a neighborhood, in the same neighborhood that Nene Leakes used to live in. Apparently that home is now up for sale because she wasn't able to keep up those payments. Okay. So that's the other thing. Y'all listening to this? More lies, Limp D. Child. He did get dragged for that, right? He took her to court saying that was yes. Oh shit. Exactly. So he dropped his end of the bargain pretty early. That's not all. That's not all. Apparently, Simon wanted her to go into these business deals with him. And Porsha, trying to be a good steward, because clearly things weren't looking the way he, tried to sell them to her. She was able to see cracks in the foundation, child. The walls were crumbling down. So he was trying to get her to go into business ventures with him, which would have tied her to his finances. Because before it was separate, but tie her in a different way to their finances, his finances. And when she tried to get a lawyer and stuff like that to look it over, Simon would turn into the Tasmanian devil. Okay. He would go cuckoo cow on Porsha, trying to stop her from checking things out. Okay, so that's another thing. And then if that wasn't bad enough, that he's clearly saying to her, you can't have this shit checked out, all I want you to do is sign the papers, okay? Just sign the papers. And she's like, no, she at least had enough sense to not do all of those things that he was asking for. He ends up stop paying his child support. Simon has, I think, 5 kiddos. I believe he has 5 kids. 5 kids and 4 or 5 ex-wives, okay? After that happened, the baby mamas started calling Porsha about the money, and Porsha started putting money on Simon's child support books. Porsha tried to catch Simon's child support up. Now, if that's not dirty, I don't know what is. Okay? So, Porsha doesn't even collect child support from Dennis. Dennis does not pay Porsha child support. And she's paying this man's child support. And what did I tell y'all the other day? I told y'all that Simon had come out and publicly said in some interview that the difference between Porsha and Fallon was that Porsha had a job and she had money. And so that lifted her credibility for him. Ain't that shitty? Is that not crazy? Okay. So basically she said that she wanted the court to enforce. Last but not least, his businesses in the United States do not exist. They're zeros. They're nothing. It was before. I believe it was before. Someone asked if it was before or after he was picked up by ICE. He's been, I believe it was before. And I told y'all, the United States does not have any type of agreement with Nigeria. I believe it is only 3. I know it is the UK and Canada, but not Nigeria. Check that out. Anyway, that is what's going on, child. So that is what it is so far. She did win the prenup agreement, but how it will be enforced, I'm not sure. He currently has no businesses in the US, from what I was able to decipher. Okay? From what I was able to decipher. Those are the conversations that came out of the court. So she should be trying to sell that house right now, and see if anything can be salvaged. Because if she has to sell the home that her mother lives in, it just seems only that she would be trying to sell this one too. Y'all remember he didn't renew the tags on the Rolls Royce to stop her from driving it? He didn't renew those tags. And then the judge said, yeah, you gifted her that Rolls Royce. It's her Rolls Royce. So it's hers to take. And we shall see how the judge could probably, get the title and have it pulled to Porsha. But he gifted it to her and it was in his name. So child, again, I know we talk about this stuff, but really, this is a lesson for everybody. Am I right? This is a lesson for everybody, whether you do it the right way or what you consider to be the right way. You don't have to take anybody's man. It could be somebody that you just met who's free and clear from anything. And you get connected with this person, you fall in love. It's still important that you watch your back and you pay attention, because people don't always think all these steps all the way through. Okay? Let's see. Porsha don't vet nobody when it comes to men. That a lot of women don't. Not just Porsha. I think Porsha thought she was vetting, but The truth of the matter is, everybody's dated a sucker. Everybody. Everybody, okay? Everybody. You, me, men have dated women that's been horrible. Women have dated men that's horrible. And really, all you do is find a person that you can deal with, okay? Find a person that gives you more happy times than they do the blues, child. That's it. That's your whole goal in life. Meet somebody who gives you more happy moments than they do the blues. Okay? So yes, that's what we know as of right now. Okay, let's move on to the next story. Dated and married are two different things. Do you know what the divorce rate is, Miss Foodie? It's over 50%. People date and marry crazy people all the time. All of the time. Hey, come on in. I see you, Creole girl. Everybody has loved a sucker. Everybody. That's right. Everybody. I try to show grace. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we like to think that we look at this shit and we're like, oh, I would have saw all the holes and all the cracks. But when you are in love, you can't see nothing. And that's a fact. The brain releases a chemical, child, that'll make you think, okay, that bees are birds and all kinds of shit. You just don't see it. And your own mama can say, this person is trash for you. And you will disown your mama to stay in a relationship. We ain't gonna pretend like that's not true. That's a fact. Okay? We don't want to admit it all the time, but child, somebody's holding on to your story. Somebody's holding on to your story. So we shall see what happens next. We shall see what happens next. But that's where they are right now. And it sounds like there was all kinds of red flags in that relationship, which is when he got picked up, it was very easy for her. If he got picked up on a Sunday, her ass marched right on down to the courthouse on Monday because she said, I'm not tying my name or my situation to him, not knowing what's going on, because he had been, I guess, dishonest about sharing what was going on in his businesses and other things. So that's why she moved as quickly as she did. That's what it looks like. So anyway, let's just stay honest, okay? The one thing about human behavior is we will talk about people like we got all the answers, child, and we be the main ones effing up. So it's okay. Shit. It's okay. This is her life. It looks like she's getting it right. She's getting it right now. She's working it out. She's working it out. But it is what it is. All right, we're going to move on to the next story, child. Let's talk about Cher. Y'all remember Sonny and Cher from back in the day? Cher got a very young boo thing. I think it's Amber Rose's ex-husband, ex-baby daddy, something. It's Amber Rose's baby daddy, I'm pretty sure. Dyana, like the song says, everybody plays the fool sometimes. And sometimes, child, they play the fool all the time. Aretha Franklin, one of the greatest voices of all time, child. If she didn't love the wrong fool every single chance she got, we would have gotten none of those hits. Baby, Aretha Franklin's entire catalog. We ain't gonna lie, but every one of them songs is amazing. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about Cher. Cher's son, Elijah Blue Almond, he OD'd on Saturday, early Saturday morning, and was rushed to the hospital, you guys. And I'm showing you this picture of Elijah Blue because I'm about to show you what he looks like now, okay? Elijah Blue has been going through some things. Hold on. Let me see something. She will eventually own the house in a default judgment. Facts. I think so as well. Or she is a gold digger. Jamie Foxx and Kanye. Listen, that's the other thing. That gold digger term, y'all know that back in the day, back in the day, when women owned property, men could go and say that the woman was a witch and have her burned on a stake. Did y'all know that? Think about if you go back and you look in history about women who have a little bit of money, or men who wanted to sleep with women, they would entice them with their money. Did you know that back in the day, you could go to prison if a man just went to a police department and said, she tried to steal my money after he slept with you? That's all he had to do. Think about this, because we don't have any songs like this. There's no rap song talking about this part of history. Men could have always shared this bullshit ass narrative, and it's not even the case, especially in our community. We have to start thinking about how these terms come about. It's cool to say, but women calling other women gold diggers, we need to just, maybe walk that back a little bit. Because the women that used to own, have, a man could just literally, any man could come and take your shit simply by saying that you were a witch. How did you buy? You were a witch, okay? That's it. That's it. Anyway, let's talk about Cher. And her this is her, I believe, her second child. Men use women for their money all the time. All the time. Her son actually OD'd on early Saturday morning. Cher, I believe, is 78 years old. Her son, Elijah Blue, is 48 years old. And her boyfriend is 38 years old, 10 years younger than her son, her oldest son, okay? This is what Elijah Blue looks like right now, okay? This is a early morning picture. He's a little bloated. Anyway, what I wanted to share with you guys is in 2023, Cher actually was in fear that her son would OD. And he has a trust from his father. When his father passed away, his father's name is Greg Allman. He was with some sort of band called the Allman Man or something. Anyway, he left him a lot of money. But in 2023, Cher took her son to court. She filed for a conservatorship to control access of his money, because she said that he was substantially unable to manage his own finances and resources due to severe mental health issues and substance abuse issues. Okay. So she already had foresaw that her son was going to, basically harm himself, because he was going to use all the money to take himself out on drugs or whatever. So yeah, the Allman Brothers. Thank you, Annette. The Allman Brothers. But yeah, in 2014, he had come out. He did an interview where he said he did have a problem. And he was like, I know I've come dangerously close to ODing, but I've always stopped myself. I was always on the brink, and I was able to recover. So since 2014, this man has been using. And on Saturday morning, he was found, taken to the hospital. They said that right now he's being cared for, but he was dangerously close to not being here with us anymore. I just wanted to say, prayers to Cher, because look, it does not matter how much money you have in your pocket. This is what everybody needs to know. You are not immune to the day-to-day BS that everybody goes through. Okay. So just know that. I remember Cher protecting him from getting ripped off of his inheritance. Yeah. And remember, just I think last year sometime, her children were trying to take her to court to protect her fortune from her young ass boyfriend. From her young boyfriend. What's his name? Alexander Edwards, AE. And yeah, Cher's still hanging out with him and dating him. The kids backed off. But yes, this young man is in serious trouble. So maybe this will be a wake-up call for him. Let's see. But yeah, prayers to him. That's a struggle to have been on that stuff, as my grandma used to say, since 2014 and even before that. Cher has to be in her late 80s. In her late 80s, you think so? What I read was that she was 78, so that could be her PR age. But Tanya is saying that that's her. She's in her late 80s. She was a grown woman when I was a little girl watching the Sunny Cher show. Chastity was a little girl. Prayers for Elijah, and her name isn't Chastity anymore. I'm not sure. I don't remember her name. I could Google it, but Chastity had a change, had a gender change. Is that her name? His name is Chaz Bono. Chaz Bono now. No longer Chastity. I'm on rewind. He'd been a scammer. Yeah, so it looks like it looked like Simon may have been trying to do things to secure a whole lot of shit. But right now he's in a different country and minding his business there, okay? Or he's in Dubai or wherever he's living. He said he lives a good life. So let's see if he keeps it, okay? This is what I have to say for Simon. I like Kenya's look. She's given a ninja please look. I love it. She changed his name. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so there you have it. That's what we need to know about them. That's the tea. That's the tea. Let's move on to the next story. So, all right, here it is. TV bombshell. Bravo considers axing the entire Housewives franchise after the star's explosive $20 million damn lawsuit. If this is what shuts down Bravo, Porsha, Kenya, what you got to say about this? Okay, before you can even bring your ass back. Share is 79. Okay, 79. I said 78, 79. Before Kenya even get a chance to step her foot back on the franchise, child, Britt Eady may have shut it down for everybody. That is what the new report is coming through. And an inside producer is sharing this story, you guys. So let me give y'all the tea. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. The actual headline reads, Bravo considers axing entire Housewives franchise after Star's explosive $20 million lawsuit. The champagne's flat and the taglines are tired is what is coming from a snitch on the inside. So NBC is reportedly having conversations to pull the plug on Real Housewife franchises, on the Real Housewife franchise after the Atlanta newcomer Britt Eady filed a jaw-dropping $20 million lawsuit against Bravo, calling the franchise legally radioactive. They said that they had so many damn lawsuits come after them in the last 2 years that this may be something that they have to retire, you guys. Okay, so they said that the high-profile legal action stems from a controversial incident last season that has led to claims of defamation, emotional distress, and a hostile work environment. This is all stuff that has been alleged. I think there was another producer who recently came out, a male producer actually. He said that he got fired because he was working on OF, OnlyFans. So he also accused Bravo of having a hostile work environment. Anyway, the producer told a reporter that what made Housewives great, the chaos, the dragging, all of that is now considered Bravo's biggest threat. It's just lawsuit after lawsuit. They said that the drama actually made it great, but people are now walking on eggshells. I hope that this is not true. I really do, because I think that people don't understand what being seen on TV actually does for people and how quickly it turns people over. Let's see what y'all got to say about it. Hold on. Keep hitting that like button. Thank you, Lady D Keys. I appreciate you. Okay. Folks can be mad at Britt, and I don't care for Britt either, but they gave her the ammunition. Sorry. This is not Kenya's fault. The Bravo team should have fired Britt the moment she threatened her. Okay. That's what they get. You really think so? That's what they get. They should have done their due diligence regarding Brit. So listen, this is what I heard. I heard this on, what's this guy's name? Don Juan, Candy's manager. He has a YouTube channel now, and he be spilling all the tea. Well, apparently he actually said on his channel that the scene that just aired last week where we see Brit take her blouse off and she had her boobies out free, dancing around and trying to, I guess maybe she was doing it to make everybody laugh because Shamia was having a bad moment about her baby. We saw the top come off and we saw her lean on the countertop with her breast, right? But they said that Brit allegedly took everything off, was kicking her legs up and showing her insides and the whole thing. So they're going to cancel the franchise that brings literally millions of dollars for the network. They actually have an army of lawyers to fight these lawsuits. They can certainly afford the lawsuits. I would think so. I'm just telling you what a alleged producer shared with a reporter. Okay, so that's the story that's out there. I'm not making this shit up. I just showed y'all the headline. I actually went and researched it to make sure that it was out there, but my job is to just tell y'all the story. So here is, and they didn't even put Britt Edie's face up. They put Kenya's face up, child. Okay. I had somebody come in my comments earlier today and try to get on me about using Kenya's picture. That's why I made sure to use it in everything. Who are you to tell me what to do, child? I don't care. Anyway, I would think so. But y'all know, like I said, there's a lot of people who get real upset and bothered about what they see on primetime television instead of, looking for other ways to be inspired. But yeah, sure. Let's see. The Real Housewives of blank has run its course. We're tired of these fake rich folks stunting and fronting with no real substance. Peace, get a real job. Those are real jobs, goddess. They're as real as anything. And to be honest, this is the funny part. Everybody keeps saying, get a real job, get a real job. They are actually predicting that in the next, 10 to 15 years, no one's going to have a job because everything's going to be replaced by either AI or, robots. So these are the real jobs. Our currency is going to be our social media. And it's unfortunate that people don't think about it like that, but you got to start looking into the future, baby. These jobs are just as real as anything else. And to be honest, everybody fakes it. At least when we're watching TV, we should know that we aren't watching 100% truth just because, we have common good sense, good common sense. But the truth of the matter is the everyday stuff that people do, the shit that people did when they were 16, you get your first job at, Burger King and McDonald's, that's all going to be automated. You're going to push in a button and a hamburger is going to drop out of a vending machine. That already happens in Chicago. And I think a lot of major cities already have that. So that is funny though. Let's see. NBC Universal certainly can afford to throw a little bit of money to settle this case. They could. Let's see. Porsha wasn't in love with Simon. Simon never had any businesses in the U.S. Okay. They owe Kenya $100 million. Okay, give her money, child. This may be a stunt to scare the ladies making it seem like it's going to blow up the whole franchise. You think so? Everybody keep hitting the like button, share the video, become a subscriber if you are not already. I'm not making this up. I'm not saying it to scare y'all. All you have to do is read about it. Shit. That's why I actually moved a whole lot of stuff to my membership, telling you guys there is a way to make money online. It does not matter who you are, because this is the way. Robots are delivering food. They have drones dropping off Chick-fil-A at your house. They have automated cars now. I think Waymo, is that what it's called? That's actually coming to Atlanta within the next couple of days. You don't even have to, they don't even have Uber drivers anymore. You are going to be driven by an automated car. Okay. Let's see. Oh, he thought he was stupid. He was going to get her tied up in some scamming mess. I would have left too. Talking about Simon. Yeah, we got to pay attention, child. You got to be a step ahead of some of the shit that's happening in the world. Okay. Get a real job, child. Define it. What's a real job? What is it? They're taking over even jobs at the hospital, robotic surgeries, all kinds of stuff. Drones dropping off food. You have not seen drones drop off food? Yes, drones drop food off. They literally put it in a cart. There's some people that have like they're like little cars. They're in certain neighborhoods and they will drive to your door. Waymo is already in Atlanta yesterday. You saw one? Okay. I know I was hearing about it. I have not ordered one, but I'm not ordering anything from Uber anyway. I have my reasons. Someone else said they saw a Waymo driver. It was holding up traffic. In Vegas, we still have Uber and Lyft taxis. Okay. Okay. Listen, you'll be amazed how quickly your local government will sign documents to let certain things in and take your job away from you. Okay? If y'all think that it's here today, gone tomorrow, just that quick. Just that quick. And I'm talking about just, everyday stuff that you expect your youngins, like, I'm sure everybody does whatever, but your second job, however you're getting your little income, or if you have, teenagers and you want them to get their first job, learn some responsibility, that shit is hard. You won't be driving a car driven by a robot. Whew, okay. Kenya is not owed anything. Kenya has caused this libelous situation with Brit and Bravo. I hate AI. The world is a changing, baby. We got to get on board. We don't even have a choice. Think about all the stuff that has happened in your lifetime. Okay. Think about all the stuff that's happened in your lifetime and how you have gotten through it. Computers, all the crisis, hell, from Ronald Reagan taking office. That was a horrible, horrible time for Black communities. And all you have to do is read the FBI paperwork and CIA paperwork. The shit's out there. Look at the stuff that was purposely put in our communities to keep us down. And then having somebody tell us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. I'll be damned. But we ended up getting through that. We've gotten through shit in our communities that others haven't. And we still, we still got stuff to get through, but think about it. Yes, look, someone said, I wish that we lived like the Jetsons. You just might. You just might be able to see that. Isn't there some sort of train that's supposed to go from, is it DC to New York in under like 30 minutes or something like that? Speak on it, Diana. Trust me. Trust me. I'm telling you. It's dangerous to humanity, but we use it for convenience. But anyway, that's the tea. I hope that this is not the case. I'm sure that discussions were had. I will say that, because this is the type of stuff that happens when you have these kind of lawsuits. They are probably discussing it, but I think that it does bring in a lot of money, and hopefully they figure it out. And hopefully they figure it out. A lot of people do OnlyFans. A lot of people do stuff that they said they'll never do, child. We have webcams and robotic vacuum cleaners. We're on our way. Right. I have a friend who has a one of those vacuum cleaners that, go through the house, and what, Alexa also picks up everything that you do. Your cell phones pick up everything that y'all do, that we do. We are so far into this robot life, there's no way to back out of it. Waymo and Cruise driverless cars are already in San Francisco Bay Area, at least for 3 years. That's right. That's right. And it's never going away. And I've been reading about those cars crashing and all kinds of stuff. And all they do is move it out the way, child, and put out the next car. I wonder if my long toes can I wonder if my long toes can have money on OnlyFans. Child. That's hilarious. That new Tesla robot butler is creepy. RHOA are always down when Kenya is not there. She's good for TV. Good, bad, or indifferent. Well, I hope that we get to see another season of all of the franchises, because they basically said it applies to all franchises. But we shall see. We're going to see what happens next. We're going to see if there's any changes made because of the Brit Edie lawsuit. And we'll see if she wins. At the end of the day, after everything went down, Brit is a very free spirit. So once she gets up there and say that she was humiliated and embarrassed, and then, you know, all that edited footage comes to the courtroom where they're like, listen, this is what she did on set in front of everybody, production and all this other stuff, allegedly, that she was able to, you know, kick her leg up and air things out. Let everybody see her Brazilian wax. Once that comes out, it's going to be hard, right? I love listening to you, but I need to put on this Spotify because I have to listen when I'm at work. Oh, okay. That's not a problem. That's right. That's why I canceled Uber. But yes, you guys, it's been interesting. I just wanted to see what y'all thought about all of this. I'm hoping that we can find a happy medium where people will allow TV to be TV, and we look for inspiration where inspiration actually exists. Okay, let's see. Look, William said, that girl is used to getting naked for cameras. Again, I ask, who is this hoe? Don't Bravo don't even know who she is. Baby, when I tell y'all, that's the best line Kenya ever had. And she was only on for 3 damn episodes. Who is this hoe? Let's see. But yeah, she looks good. She's a pretty girl. That's true. I think they're all beautiful women. But if you watch last episode, they did show her put them boobies on the countertop and shimmy and shake it, child. And like I said, according to Don Juan, who has some inside tea from production teams, they said the girl stripped all the way down and that she doesn't wear undies or nothing, that she just came up out of that jumpsuit in front of everybody without a care in the world. And all the production team just sat there with their mouth open and drooling, and the whole nine. China announces the world's first AI hospital, making Asia leadership in healthcare innovation. Oh, wow. Thanks for sharing that information. I'm going to have to research that a little more, but I don't doubt it. That definitely sounds like something that is happening. But yeah, y'all, that's the tea. When did Don Juan say that? He said that last week ahead of the show. If you watch Sunday night's episode, last week's episode, you saw Britt come out of her shirt. The episode following the spa incident where she, she's crying and everything, she sits in a car and said, let me make sure that this car is big enough where we can get it in. And then she kicks her leg up in front of her husband and the car salesman. And I remember when I watched that, I said, what is happening? Why would you do that? I mean, she's a free spirit, clearly. She's a free spirit. Not everybody feels that free, okay? But she felt very free. Her husband was embarrassed, though. He said, put your leg down. He yelled at her real fast, get your leg down. And then when she was out with the girls, she was crying and she just didn't know what to do because Shamia was talking about her baby. She didn't know what to do. She started crying. She tried to cheer Shamia up and went and got a shot after telling Shamia, you drink too damn much. She took that shot and she came up out of that jumpsuit. Hold on. The edit I watched, I saw Britt show her cootie, twa, and tatas, and you can watch it on the broken. Oh, for real? Okay. Well, this is where you can find it if you so choose. This is what G is sharing. When Britt was doing that performance for Shamia, I was shaking my head. She's a free spirit. She's a free spirit. Some girls are like that. Let's see. And the girls in the confessional, the vagina was a plus. Okay. Britt is going to say Shamia pressured her to drink and she don't drink. Well, we all saw how that happened, correct? Shamia did not pressure her. Shamia was sitting on that couch and she was looking at her like she was half crazy because she was like, girl, is this about me or is it about you? So Shamia was definitely trying to figure out what the hell was going on, but she was like, I'm going to take a shot with you and you and I are sisters and I just want to, I'm so sorry and I don't care what happened before. I was just like, oh my goodness. I felt a little bad for her because you can tell that she's very insecure about stuff. Let's see. It was an unedited version that came out. Shamia says, what are we doing under her breath in her confessional? Oh. Porsha is 1000% wrong for marrying her coworker's husband. Child, that was 2 years ago. It is what it is. And everybody's wrong. Everybody's wrong on something. Porsha's living in her own shit, but it is what it is. Just like when we do stuff wrong, we live in ours. She'll get up and she gets to live another day. I will say this about Porsha. I love that Porsha does not let the internet stop her from being happy and living her life. If we learn nothing else, if there's any reason to have her on a screen, it's that she gets that the only person she has to answer to or answer for is within her own space. And she does not look to anyone else to make her happy. And by anyone else, I mean people on the internet. I think that's like it's a gift to be able to do that because so many people take in what people think. It's a gift to be able to shake that shit off and keep it moving. But she seems happy and in her space, and she takes in what she needs to take in and she spits out what she doesn't. And that's how you know someone's made for TV, because they are able to take in what they can, what they need to, and put down what they don't. I happen to like the season. I like this season. I think that I thought it was fairly decent. I liked Drew Sidora, even though I laughed at Drew Sidora. I did like her. I thought that she was I liked how she kicked in. I liked her energy. Now, some of the stuff she was saying I thought was crazy, but I also thought that she was just she was doing it for TV, because I kept saying, why would you let these people say these things over you and you not defend yourself? And I think Porsha was right in saying that Drew did that to promote her album. Porsha's greed drives her more than what people think about her. If you say so. She's had 2 husbands and 1 baby daddy, and the baby daddy she never took to court for child support. And Dennis got it. He has money. He's a very wealthy man. She's never taken him for child support. The first husband, she didn't even fight for child support. This second husband, I know everybody wants to say Porsha, I don't know, put something in his drink, slipped him a Mickey, and made him, whatever. But when you watch that episode, Simon was actually pursuing Porsha. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Dennis actually said, if y'all listen to Porsha Williams, her YouTube channel, Dennis said that he knew Simon. And when he was getting off of a flight, I guess they crossed each other in the airport, he said, Simon asked me for your number. And he said, I had no idea that man was stealing my family when I gave him your number. He made it seem like it was something else, but it was Simon who pursued Porsha, not the other way around. So if y'all listen to that, Dennis told the whole story, and he was like, I wouldn't have done that because he took you away from me. Like, we was still trying to work our shit out, and he was the one who pursued her. So he took Porsha from Dennis by asking Dennis for the phone number. So I think the optics are horrible, but it is what it is. Look, lies are more lies. You said it. That is his thing. He likes it like that. Dennis be lying for Porsha. There's no reason to lie about that, though, because it makes him look like a punk. And I don't think Dennis is a punk. I think that he realized what happened, and I think that Dennis's get back, when he thought that Simon and Porsha were going to be on the show, when he thought Simon was going to be on the show with Porsha, I think that he set up a get back against Porsha and Simon, and he was going to do it with Drew, but it didn't play out the way they thought, and then things just went horribly wrong. Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's the tea. And it has been fun, child. I enjoyed gossiping, and hopefully we learned some shit, okay? Not just gossiping. Maybe we learned some things about how the world is going to move. And we'll see what happens next. Dennis tried to get Porsha back. That's what it looked like. When you look at the whole thing in its totality, Dennis tried to get Porsha back. He knew Porsha was still sweet on him. Okay. But listen, y'all, hit the like button on your way out. Hit that like button, please. And thank you. Follow me on all my platforms at DYANAROZAY. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Thank you to all of the moderators who came through, as well as all of y'all who came to listen. Okay. And I will talk to you on the next one. Bye-bye.